The National Pulse with Ashraf Garda. Weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m.
Right, so there you are. There you have it from someone who knows the inner workings of an army. And I'd like to get your thoughts. So let's hear it, because it is the National Pulse. What for you moves the National Pulse today? 086 000 2032 to call in. So tensions remain high in the DRC, and fighting continues. We now understand that the United States and the French embassies have been torched by angry protesters who are blaming these two nations as to what the issues in the country. And also those numbers, at least 4 more South Africans, I understand, have been killed. Based upon what we heard yesterday, there were 9, at least another 4. That could have changed. We'll get an update on that too. Dr. David Matsanga with me, who's an international relations and conflict resolution expert. Dr. Matsanga, thank you for connecting to us here on the National Pulse.
Thank you very much, my brother, for calling me again. And as usual, we struggle for Africa.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, the pulses are racing, or the pulse rate is racing for understandably reason and not good reason, for bad reasons. Firstly, what for you, give us an overview of what's your understanding very, very briefly as to what is sparked of what has happened here.
First of all, I would like to correct one thing, that the embassies, they have banned Uganda, Kenya embassies. I think they are heading to yours. It is not only the American and the French embassy. That's one correction. 2, this is in Kinshasa. It has just happened. Check your news. They have ransacked our embassy. We have picked up that and other embassies of the East African states. Let me go back to the real problem of this country called DRC Congo.
Yeah.
Since 1961, when they killed Patrice Lumumba, those who killed Patrice Lumumba never told us why they killed him, hid his body for 63 years. We didn't know where he was. This problem has been overflowing in the 2 countries, especially the neighboring countries of Uganda. Uganda has been receiving many refugees from DRC Congo. When Rwanda genocide happened, more refugees from the same place poured into our country. The problem of Congo, and what we must emphasize as peace negotiators and conflict resolution and international relations experts, is at the center of all this fight is bad management. Bad management, bad governance, and then lack of a statehood. You cannot call some Congolese not part of Congo, yet they are Congolese. And that is why the fight continues. We write many agreements. I've been to all these places, from the Sun City Agreement, Lusaka Agreement, the Kampala Agreement. Okay. Dr. Matsanga has been running around.
So if I can ask you, when you spoke about you cannot call people who are from Congolese not Congolese, and I explained it because I take it you're referring to the people who live in that region where the conflict is, and I mean there's a debate about whether they're Congolese or they're Rwandan, but you tell me more.
Exactly, my brother. President Tshisekedi refers to the people of Eastern Congo as Rwandese and the Tutsi. They describe them as tall with long nose and whatever it is. This is wrong. This conflict would have not been there if President Tshisekedi had admitted that these key people, the M23 and other groups, we have 240 groups, my brother, of standing army in DRC Congo. The old standing army group is M23, are referred to as foreigners by a president of the state, which is supposed to govern. They have asked for reintegration in the army. We signed an agreement in 2009. We told him, take your people, reintegrate them in the army. They didn't do it. Now, when these people flow into the states like Uganda and Rwanda, what do? Do you kill them? You don't want them in Congo. You wanted Uganda to kill them or Rwanda to kill them. Where do we take these people? Nyerere asked that question. Matsanga is asking that question. Where do we take these people whom you don't want in Congo?
Well, Matsanga can answer another question very shortly. We've got a minute to go. Here's a quick thought to you, right? And you can answer this in one go. Number one, there's been the whether you would call it allegation, there's been multiple reports that in fact these rebels are sponsored and supported by Rwanda, and in fact you could say they an extension of the Rwandan army. That's point one. In that's the case, what would be the motive for Rwanda? I'm talking of Kagame. Number two, Ramaphosa, South Africa's president, spoke to Kagame today. What are your thoughts about that? And perhaps just the last one, what would secure the peace here? What needs to happen? You got a minute to answer those. Yeah.
Thank you. Number one, there is no proof of an army coming from Rwanda going to support M23. These are Congolese who have picked up arms. It's an armed insurgents within Congo that has grown, fortunately, in a rich mineral region. You can't blame Rwanda. You can't blame Uganda. Uganda is officially in Congo. It has a document that says, come and protect us, look for ADF terrorists who are in Congo. Go and get them. We have an agreement. We have nothing to fear about that. Two, what is behind all this? It's like Africans. These people that you don't want a state. The only thing that Congo can do and the only thing that the international community can do are two things, not one. Two. One, create a state for the groups that are fighting, whom you don't like. Two, create a semi-autonomous Congo, in good English, a semi-autonomous state. Control the foreign, control the defense, control the treasury, but they remain part and parcel. You work together as Congolese.
Okay.
Less than that, even if you say we sit down anywhere in the world for an agreement, we shall not get it. This war will erupt again. The last thing that you had asked.
All right, very quickly. Yeah,
what
very quickly.
can we do?
Yeah. Yes,
we need regional efforts. We need Ramaphosa. We need President Museveni. We need African Union, which is dead. African Union Commission is dead. The word EEAD is dead. They are issuing statements all the time. Nobody has intervened and tried to bring this conflict to an end.
Dr. David Matsanga.
Africans, we are on our own.
We are on our own. That's an ominous way to end this conversation. Dr. David Matsanga, international relations and conflict resolution expert based in Uganda, therefore giving his perspective very much at the nerve center, well, close to it anyway, of this conflict in the DRC. Make of that, whatever you make of it, I want to hear about it. Let's get the news headlines slightly delayed. My apology on Della Imbana.